Okay, good evening and welcome. This is our introduction and our welcoming part of the 79th Annual United Israel World Union Conference and Meeting. And I wanted to welcome all of you, whether you are here in the building or you're somewhere else. You're all welcome, and thank you very much for joining us. So when I say 79th Annual, this organization has been around that long. So our slogan is proclaiming the Decalogue faith since 1944. So that's an awful long time, and we're very pleased that we not only have an incredibly rich history, which you'll hear about over the weekend, but we also like to think that we have a very important future ahead of us. And part of that is because of all of you that are here in person and those that are listening in. It's a wonderful organization, and I'm pleased to be part of it. I'm only a part of it. Many of the people in here have done a lot to get us to this place this week, and I'll be thanking them throughout the ceremony and throughout the course of the weekend. Some of our senior executive officers, I guess you could say, our president, Dr. James Tabor, is going to be here, but he's going to be here, for you that are here, he's going to be here on the big screen. Now, some of you don't know about our big screen, but we have now a really big screen. So we're going to have Dr. James Tabor is going to be coming to us live tomorrow morning, and it's going to be broadcast here. It's also going to be broadcast all over the world. So make sure that you tune in according to the schedule. The program is printed out and on the table for those of you who are here in the building, and I will post it again on our Facebook group and on our webpage for those of you who are not here so that you know what's coming up this weekend. So let me tell you what's coming up this weekend. This first part that I'm doing now is just brief. I'm going to tell you a couple of things, and I have a surprise that no one knows about, very few people know about. And then I'll turn it over to some ladies in our organization who are going to give us sort of an instruction on welcoming the Shabbat. We're going to light the candles, and Lyndon Langberg is a member of our local group here. She's going to head that up, so I'm going to get out of her way shortly. But Patty is going to help, and some of the other ladies are going to be asked to come up and help with that. Traditionally, and I'm not going to give their spiel, but traditionally this has been, the ladies have done this, bringing light to the world, if you might say. And so we do this every meeting. Some are traditional in their approach to their faith, and they light the candles every Shabbat. Some have never lit the candles. But I think it's a beautiful ceremony, and it represents this continuity that goes backwards and forwards in history. Sounds a little bit like Dr. Tabor's title. Tomorrow morning, Dr. Tabor will address with a talk called Looking Forward and Backward, what David Horowitz began in 1944. We'll take a short break, and then you'll hear David Tyler, our Vice President of International Affairs. I'll introduce him more formally tomorrow. He's going to talk about On the Trail of the Shapira Scroll. What is the Shapira Scroll? What does that have to do with the Bible? Well, you might be surprised. We'll talk about that tomorrow a little bit. And then after another short break, Patty's going to do an Everlasting Love, the redemptive power of God's love and mercy. And we're all looking forward to that as well. After Patty goes, Jono Vandor. Jono's here? Jono's from Australia. How did he get here? Let me tell you, I'm excited that all of you are here, but Jono, we are introducing him to Cajun culture in a lot of different ways. He's staying at the house. He and Bridget knew one another from a trip to Israel together, and she's got a lot of work for him later in the week he doesn't know about. But I'm excited that Jono's here. He's going to be talking. His title is Things That Blew My Mind About the Moses Scroll. And then in the evenings, we're going to have fellowship and breakout sessions. So think about this. Again, we've plugged in the time for people to sit around and get to know each other. It's not just a bunch of stuffy Bible lectures, though that's about 98% of it. In the morning, on Sunday morning, we're going to have our annual meeting. You locally, that are here locally, don't have to come to that. You can come later, but it's part of our bylaws. We do this every year, and it's something that we do as a formal organization, and we look back over the last year. We talk a little bit about what we have going and what we've got coming up. And Ralph Bunton, our Executive Vice President, is going to lead that with Dr. Tabor's assistants and the officers. David and Patty and others are going to be there as well. Becky Bunton and Timothy is here, and he's going to help us pull that together, has helped us pull that together. So I'm looking forward to our business meeting, but you don't have to come to that. You're welcome to come to that, I should say. At 11, the Suffering Servant Mystery, Jodelle Onstott. Many of you know Jodelle. Many of you have read her first book. This is part of, I don't know if she can give it all away during this talk, but it's the title, this Revealing of the Suffering Servant is a book that she's soon to publish. How soon? Very soon?
It is with an editor.
It's with an editor. Okay, well, hopefully soon. So, but she's going to talk to us about the Suffering Servant Mystery. I'll have something put together by the afternoon of Sunday about discovering a scroll. I've titled it, Sefer HaTorah Matzati. I have found a scroll of the Torah. And so I'll be talking a little bit about that in the afternoon. We'll take a tour of Temple Sinai Synagogue here in town together. And John has arranged that, and he and I together will lead that, I think. And we'll tell you the story of this building, and it's a fascinating history. You'll love it. So I love everybody here. I know most of you from trips to Israel, time together. And Don and Carol, I know you might not expect this. See how surprised you both looked at me. But I appreciate that you're here. Don and Carol helped me put the book together in the form that you saw it. I gave them something, and they gave me something back much better than I had written in the first place. So, but Don and Carol helped a lot with that, so I'm so happy they're here. Now, before I turn it to the ladies, I have one thing that I'd like to do, and he doesn't know that I'm going to do this. John, Baruch, would you come up here? Come over here. All right, so I've been to Israel with John. We talk on the phone, we text one another, but John is very special to me. See, I'm using his formal given name, but John has become Baruch. Now, you know the story of Baruch. Jeremiah, the prophet, has this guy that's one of his closest friends, his right-hand man, and everything that he says, Baruch writes down. So I'm not claiming to be Jeremiah by any stretch, but I can tell you this, John is truly a Baruch. There's a story in Jeremiah 36, and the boys are in trouble. Jeremiah and Baruch are in trouble because Jeremiah has been given a message from God, and he gets Baruch to write it down. And remember, the king's not happy with this, and they've got him on the ropes. And the question is posed to Baruch. Tell me how you do this. What's going on? And Baruch says, the man tells me stuff, and I write it down on a scroll with ink. And that has been what Baruch has done faithfully for us since at least 2007, probably a little earlier. Now do the math. I talk a lot.
Yes, he does.
And Baruch types up everything that I say. David Tyler talks a lot. When David gives a lecture, Baruch writes his up too, or James Tabor, or Ralph Bunton, or Patty, or anybody, or Jodelle. Jodell's given talk, and she talks a lot. And so everything that John has done on behalf of United Israel, we just wanted to give you something. And so this is something that we'd like for you to put on your desk or whatever. But this is, and then you can show it to them.
Wow. Very nice.
Don't let it fall out.
No.
And it's just a trophy, and it's something, but it means a lot to us that John has done this. So it says United Israel World Union official scribe, as if he didn't already have that job. John Baruch Perry, in appreciation and recognition of your dedication and service. So thank you, John. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I get calls, thank you, John.
Yep.
I get calls from people from time to time, and they'll say, we heard your talk, when are John's notes going to be posted? So that they can go back and listen to it. So again, now what we're going to do, I'm going to call up Lyndon. Lyndon, are you ready? And I'm going to give Lyndon and Patty, you're coming as well. And I'm going to give Patty the mic first, and I'll let them tell you a little bit more about it, but we're going to do a couple of things here with the lighting of the candles. Patty is going to sing a song for us, and then they're going to work together. They've worked out the details. Here, Patty, you clip that on your shirt.
I'll just set this.
And thank you. And then Lyndon's going to talk us through a couple of things, the traditional prayers of the lighting of the candles, and then she's also got another prayer that she and John use every Friday night in their own home, so it's special. Thank you.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome. We would like to invite the ladies up. Anyone who would like to participate in the candle lighting, please feel free to come on up.
Come up, come up. We've got 14 candles. We need people lighting them.
We're hoping to get an equal amount on each side. Any other takers? Okay, well, some of you will have to light more than once. Okay, so
One person on this side, and then that'll be in more even
okay,
split.
all right.
There we
So
go.
I'll light the remainder. Okay, here's the song. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lachlim shel Shabbat. And Lyndon later is going to do the English portion of that prayer, which I sang.
Typically in homes, the women start this. If it's just a single girl, she will light one candle. Once she's married, she lights 2 candles, one for each, for herself and her husband. And then sometimes they will add a candle for each child. Here, I'm going to let y'all go ahead and finish these off while I talk. And they'll add a candle for each child. Sometimes just the female children will light their own candles.
What's the trick?
This is something that they learn from the very beginning. I don't. You got Patty. And so there's the traditional blessing that Patty just sang, which I will say in English because I'm not even going to fake the Hebrew. You can't make me. And then I will say the blessing that John and I say in our home every Friday night. This is a blessing that we were given, that we picked up in Jerusalem. And it's on the plaque over there, and we'll put it up here when you see it. And these are our Shabbat candles that we light every Friday night. So I'm going to light our Shabbat candles. And you may cover, the ladies may cover their eyes if you feel so inclined. That's traditional. You don't have to, but we bring the light. And you say, "Blessed are you, Lord God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and has commanded us to light the lights of the Sabbath. May it be your will, my God and God of my fathers, that you show favor to me and my family, and that you grant us and all Israel a good and long life. May you remember us beneficially and compassionately with abundant blessings. May you make our households complete and cause your presence to dwell among us. Privilege me to raise children and grandchildren who are wise, understanding, and who love and fear God. May they be people of truth and holiness who are connected to the Almighty. May they light the world with Torah and good deeds and labor in the service of the Creator. Please hear my prayer now, at this time, in the merit of Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, our mothers, and cause our light to illuminate forever, and let your countenance shine upon us in salvation. And now you may add intentions of your own. This is where you pray for those who need, in need. Amen. And then we can all go sit down.
Thank you.
And Shabbat Shalom.
Outstanding, girl.
Turn it off.
Okay, so Shabbat Shalom. And again, it's such an honor to be part of this organization, and it makes me feel great to see so many people here, and I know that there are many others that are listening in. Now, the good thing about being here locally, maybe I should close this and put it on mute. No, but we have fresh baked challah. Lyndon has put together, I think, 3 different challah loaves out there. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, there you are.
You have regular, vegan, and apple.
Regular, vegan, and apple challah. So there's something, and then Bridget, my wife, some of you see Bridget over there preparing things. She's brought some other food in. So what we're going to do is I might leave the video camera on and let people watch a little bit, but I'm going to turn the mute on so that you can't hear what we're saying. There's nothing revelatory happening yet anyway. But I'll leave it on for just a few minutes so you can see some of the activities going on. Just be mindful that you're on camera. Don't do anything that can be held against you. But Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We want you to be part of this, so join us in the morning. All times on the program are Central Time Zone. So what time do I have Dr. Tabor? At 9:30, I believe. So I'll post that and make sure that everyone knows the time. So Shabbat Shalom again. And the rest of you, let's get some, are we ready? Are we ready?
Ask Bridget, she's the one.
Okay. All right, so we'll do that, and then I might come on in just a few minutes, and maybe we'll do the blessing of the bread and the wine. So stay with us if you choose. Shabbat Shalom.